Four, three, two, one, and we are live. Hello, all. I was just watching a Brandon game before I got on here, so checking out a Brandon game. We had an interesting situation in this position, and I think we could take a look at it real quick. But we're going to be doing end games again tonight, and tonight we are working on the Lucena and the Philidor positions with rooks and pawns and kings to learn more about rooks. That's really what we're shooting for tonight. But yes, this position, I'm very curious to see what you guys think, what you come up with, maybe what we could do with it. So just a little fun interlude before we start the heavy stuff, the heavy lifting. We're also going to do a review on the end game. So we'll start the review first. We'll come back to this one before we do our tournament. Hopefully, the tournament's going to be at 8:50. So hopefully you'll sign up for that. Don't miss out on playing that and helping me out get what I need, which is more opportunities for us to have games to review. That's what it's all about. So under my public studies, again, we have the King we have the Endgame study. So it's a public study. You guys can go check it out. Definitely worth remembering is the magic position. No matter whose move it is, white wins. And we said this is bad magic. No matter whose move it is, white can draw. Black can draw. Black can get a draw out of this position. Just always good to remind ourselves of that. Critical position here, beautiful critical position. With white to move, there's only one move that draws. White has one, two, three, four, five moves with the king, one with the pawn, only one move draws. Definitely worth knowing this situation and understanding why that's the case. Critical. And then we have this position from black's point of view with black to move, only one move. He has 8 moves, but only one of them wins. Only one of them can force a win. So, want to take a look at those. Hey, Sly Chest, thank you for the follow. Local Koopa, I missed you yesterday. Thank you for the follow. All right, so these are two really critical positions, in my opinion, that you should know. These are pretty easy but fun. Well, not really that easy. Black to move, what do you do? White to move, what do you do? In both cases, black should be able to get a draw. Black should be able to get a draw. In fact, let me show you this one as maybe a little review before we go all the way into the rooks. I got to find it. I put it in here for us. Let's see. Yeah, this one. It's too far away from where it needs to be for what we're learning. All right. So right here, this was a puzzle I got on Lichess. I do like Lichess. I use it for teaching, especially teaching. Puzzles do is to me critically good for helping people learn because we can share the board, move pieces together. Very, very, very useful. So what do we do here? Black set black to move. Black says, I'm going to go eat pawns. I'm going to go eat pawns. And white says, well, I'm going to go eat pawns. And we eat a pawn. We eat a pawn. Now it's black to move. How does black win? How does black win? This is critical, critical. And what I found humorous was the puzzle ended here. The puzzle actually ended here. With taking this, it said, puzzle over. Puzzle was over. And I was like, really? There's so much still to go wrong. Really? I didn't think this should be over. The white goes here, and the question is, what does black do? How does black win this game? And I looked at it, and I said, let's see what happens if we push pawn. White comes up, push pawn, right? And take, you could chase, you could chase, you could chase, and black gets to do this, right? And you think, right? Black wins, right? Black takes, black is going to take whatever white does, black takes, white moves here, and black wins, right? Black wins. Sudakus, greetings. Buenas tarde, buenas noche, mi amigo. I'm working on my Spanish for Saturday. In fact, I even look at this. Look, you'll like this. You'll appreciate this, mi amigo. I created a night bot with that in it, so I can just type in Espanol and look what it does. I think that's pretty cool. Anyway, yeah. So right here, Sudaku, since you're my first here, I was just going over this one, And you got to tell me. So what happens here right now is it looked like this should be a win for black, right? Black comes over, eats the pawn, and then wins. Yeah, it looks like he wins. Okay. So you think, yeah, that was right. You think all the way back to here, and you think, yeah, the right move for black was push this pawn. White can come after him, but then you get this, and really the best you can do, right? I mean, you could take here though. Ooh, you take there, and it feels like the game is over. And you could move up, or better yet, on this case, move out of the way, right? Even go after him, start pushing, start pushing, start pushing, start pushing, but I get the queen first. Ah, that's still okay. So see, black wins, right? That was brilliant, right? Black should win. Black should win, yes, because no matter where the king goes, queen comes here, and then queen can come here, and okay, so that's a win too. All right, so that's a win too. So isn't that all correct? I mean, doesn't this work? No, that does not work. That should not win. That should not win at all. Even if you let him push, check it out. You push, you take, and then white chases him, and he goes here, and now white takes the opposition. All white has to do is take the opposition, and then go run away from the pawns. And when you take, you're trapped. It's not a win for black then, but you know, we did the puzzle. What? It should be a win for black. The move is not pushing this pawn. The move is not chasing after this pawn. The move is this pawn. I mean, yeah, this pawn. Why? Because it's not the rook pawn. So you can't force the draw like you would otherwise. So you get to, hey, how's it going, Brandon? I watched your game today, and I have it queued up to look at. So you come here. If he comes, he can't even come there. Sorry. If he comes here threatening your pawn, ooh, that's actually a good move. I like that. Wait, let's back up. So perhaps if the king comes here, come here. You just give him too many tempos. Oh man, I got to figure this out now. So this is getting fascinating. Probably here. So now you have to give way, and he could take, and then you come back, and he takes, and now this is an easy win. But boy, again, how complex, right? You go here, and it looks like you're threatening both pawns, and you can't take because if you take, it's a draw. So or maybe even a win for it should be a draw. So you go here instead, and the king only has one legal move. This is beautiful. I love endgames. Love endgames. Your game against Mini Tsunami. Mini Tsunami. We'll go look at it in a second. So that when you take this way, and it's an easy win. Easy win. So again, uh, so much richness, so much beauty in such a simple endgame. Just amazing to me. Amazing. All right, so let's talk about some new stuff, right? Let's get into two of the most famous rook and pawn versus king situations that you'll see. You'll others talk about it, they teach about it, and there's good videos. I'm not going to try to replace the videos, but I'm going to show it to you so that we can actually, hopefully, experience it. He has ad and is so nice and friendly. What do you mean he has ad? I got that he's an awesome streamer. What is his name the same? Mini Tsunami as a streamer? Hey, Chris. He has ad. What do you? Oh, ADD. ADD. Okay, cool. That's okay, right? That's one of the things I love about chess. So I haven't mentioned to you guys ever, but chess is super awesome because it's fully inclusive. Anyone can play. Anyone can play. So that's his name for streaming. I will definitely check them out, Brandon. I love your guys' recommendations, and I like finding other streamers that I like to watch. So, and especially, I know the big ones. Gotham Chess, everybody talks about. Rosen, Bartholomew, people don't talk about that much. Love them. And, Hikaru. And I actually like Anna Rudolph. And so, yeah, there's a whole bunch. I watched a clip from Anna Cramling having her grandmaster mother watch her play a game and then tell her all the things she did wrong and how she could have done it better. That was sweet. I like that too. But anyway, let's get to rooks. Okay, I mean, we've been talking about rooks. Let's talk about rooks. And on this one, it's I believe it's black to move. Yeah, black to move, guys. Black to move. And what are we trying to do here? First, we always take a look. Hey, Dolabender, we're always trying to take a look Thank you very much. You always have, you say that all the time, Dolo, and I love it. That is a great intro. So, black to move. Obviously, black is not trying to win. He's down. He's down a pawn. If that pawn can queen, black is done for. So, black is trying to draw this game. How should black go about drawing this game? It is black to move. What do you guys think? I should have set up some polls like with the possible moves and see what people vote. That would have been cool. But by the way, the prediction thing, that's a great use of the points, right? I used mine. I used a very few for Sudokus today, and I was right. So I earned more. I didn't even know that works that way. I'd never tried it, so I just tried. Bet 10 on Sudokus by a nose, and he came in first, so I won. And no, it wasn't a puzzle race. It was just a game. I was just betting on him to win. I should have bet on him to beat me. He beat me in a game too. So, but anyway, what do you guys think? What should rook to g6? Right on time, right on spot. Dolo Bender. You are correct. We want to keep the king out of this square. So the key is that if the king can get to this square, the rook would not be able to check him from behind. And then he'd be threatening mate and a lot of other nasty stuff. So we don't want to let that king get over here. Yes, until Dolabend, I'm gonna let you teach this one. Awesome, keep going, man. Until white pushes the pawn, we stay on the sixth rank. Definitely, this stays on the sixth rank. We just hang out here, and if he moves his rook, we could just hang out here, right? We're gonna just stay here until that pawn comes down. Now, once that pawn comes down, you do not check. If you check, you lose. It gives him a chance to come here, and now you're too late. You go back here, but he gets to check, and the pawn's going to queen. So yes, Dolabend is correct, absolutely correct. We do not check. We take that rook all the way back. Get it all the way back. And now the concept is we're just going to keep chasing that king. King wants to be in this situation with white to move. He's golden. But with black to move, we're just going to be able to chase the king. And if the king ever decides to get far enough away from the pawn to maybe get after our rook, right, he's going to lose the pawn. And if he pushes the pawn with the king far away, he loses the pawn. Hey, chess wizard, welcome. So, how do you win? You keep the sixth rank first, right? We first take away the sixth rank, and then we run to the back. And then we chase the king. All right? That's how you win that position. That is the way we want to make that work. All right. So if that one feels good, and we're here now, right? And let's say it's well, this is black to move also. Oh, okay. The let's just go back. I don't know if I have a duplicate in here. It's not exactly a duplicate, but now the rook is already on the sixth rank. So right, like that's running right now. No, no, we should not have a tournament running right now. No, no. I can double check for you. Uh, in 49 minutes. No, in 49 minutes. Yep. Hopefully it's not running right now. It's going to be in 49 minutes. All right, an endgame study for us to play through. So this one is the same idea. The rook is already on the eighth rank. Oh, okay. Let's do it with white to move. I thought this should be white to move. I'm going to have to change the title because the title is wrong. It should be white to move because that was the idea. See what happens when it's white to move. All right, so white can go hang out. We're going to stay on the six. We're going to stay on the six, right? And if we ever get this, we know this is a draw because the king is not in the magic position. The king is going to be behind it, and so we'll get a draw. All right, so again, Dolabender's absolutely correct. Even if white has to move with the rook to run around, we're going to stay on the sixth. We're going to stay on the sixth until that pawn gets pushed. And if he tries to block with the rook, then we get to take it off and we're okay. We know we can force a draw. All right. I was counting down. Yeah. Okay, good, good. I'm much happier that it's not happening right now. So this should look familiar, right? Remember, we had the king here and we took the sixth rank. But now the king is already through. The king has already gotten through. So now we're basically in trouble, right? And if you go and attack the pawn from behind, it's too late. Now the king gets to get into a position where he's threatening checkmate, and your king has to run, and then we can get this. We gotta find out how to queen the pawn, though, right? So can the queen pawn just go? Yeah, depending on where you're at. But the I gotta remember now. So the idea is, I believe here is for us to be able to bring usher that pawn down safely. So king comes back to f7. I'm trying to remember myself. So I believe I could just chase him away, but we don't want him to get here again. No, we've already been there. And if we go here, he just the rook checks takes, right? So that's not it. I'm gonna try to remember. Dolo Benda probably can tell me better than I know, because on this, we're just back to here, and then he moves. So that's not it. That's not it. Yeah, I'm thinking it's this, pushing the king even further away, and then we move. And with this check, it shouldn't stop us, right? Goes back, we get here, and yes. So then if the king rook goes here, we can go down, he can come back, and we're going to get into this situation, which is the Philidor situation, I believe, or the Lucina. I get them mixed up too. But this is the position where we now have to figure out how to get our king out of the way so we can queen our pawn. All right. And so there's ways to do that. Generally, what we're going to want to do is get our rook, get it over here, and we're going to eventually chase the king away. We need to chase the king away. So once we chase the king away, so like say the king comes over to say, hey, I'm going to threaten to take the pawn. You say, nope, go away, king. You cannot take my pawn. Go away. And then I can move even further away. And again, if the king says I can take, no, you can't. This would not be good because now I just queen the pawn pretty quickly. Uh, Even if the king comes here, I believe we just chase him away and then we queen. Okay, so that's not good, right? So once we get this check, the king has to move away, and then our goal is to get our king on the other side. And I believe we can even do it this way. And yes, no, no, not yet. Not yet. What am I missing? Hmm. Uh, oh no, that's not good. Oh, okay. Good for rapid, bad for blitz. All right. So let me jump to my Philidor position, which does have where the king gets in front, I believe. And I believe this one is, oh, this is black to move. So black to move, we already know. We're again going to take away the sixth rank. So that's not the one I'm looking for. I'm looking for this Lucina position. This is what I was looking for. All right. So with the Lucina position, we check. If he goes here, we get to go here. If he goes here, of course, we just queen. And he can't go anyplace else. So we're going to move. When I say yeah, because the idea is that he has to sacrifice the rook, and then you have an easy endgame, right? You know this endgame. So the idea though is different because you notice that the rook is not on the pawn. So we kind of have to get the rook off the pawn first. So if we go back to the one I was having trouble with, is this the one? Yeah, I think this is the one. So the rook right now is hitting my pawn. So we'd actually want to get that rook out of here eventually, but the easiest way is to first threaten to queen, and then he's going to come after me, right? Okay. All right. So what I want to do is I know that I can get to a point where I'm here, he checks me, and I get to go here. So I actually want my rook here. So, and I'm remembering how to do this, right? So I want my rook there. And let's say he says, well, I'm going to stay on this pawn so you can't move it. So I'll go all the way back. You go, good. I'm going to go here and threaten queening. No, you don't. You can't do that. Oh, yes. Now this is critical. I'm going to still touch the pawn, right? I can't let him take the pawn. Notice the king can't get there because the rook is keeping him away. Chases your king one more time. You say, that's okay. I'll go here. King still can't help out. So you say check, but this time the rook gets to block. The rook gets to block. And remember, it doesn't matter if he goes eat your pawn because you're going to eat his rook. Right? Now, does he get to stop you? Yeah. Oops. I made a mistake there somewhere. Where did I make the mistake? So if you go here, he just takes, and that's not good for you. Hmm. Oh, you know what? I think I may have had to stay. I may have had to bring it all the way here. I didn't think so, but maybe that's true. Maybe that's true. The pawn can move two. No, we're going this way. The pawn's going this way. We're trying to queen. Well, I can't move the pawn to a different file. I mean, it should work on this file too, right? So I'm thinking maybe I just need to put my rook here. Oh no. I would think the king would chase me away if that were to happen. Also, oh, I know why. Yeah, because then he gets into trouble going this way, right? So the king has to stay around. But why does it just feel like if I'm here, I would just keep doing this? Wow. I'm gonna have to look this up, guys. This one's got me a little bit befuddled on my own. So let's see what happens when we throw on some computer analysis there and see what it's telling us, because the computer should be able to solve this, even though I'm forgetting how to solve this. All right, let's see. Computer, tell me what's the word. All right, so computer says here. I don't think this is right. Why would I go over there? Yeah, no, that seems silly. Was that true? If I go here, he could just go here, can't he? And you still get there. Okay. Wow, that was a lot simpler than I thought. Why did I miss that? So, okay. So the rook just comes over and visits and says howdy. Yep. Okay, and then we go all the way back. Very interesting. Very complicated. So again, take a look at it, guys. I had it wrong. So yeah, and I guess the king. It doesn't matter where the king goes. If you can get your rook here, then you can just slide here, and you're going to push next move. And I don't know that the rook can keep chasing you around, right? So if we go back to here, we said here, what happened? Yep, I want to see what it says. Rook starts coming away. You go out there, and you just queen. Yep, you just queen. Wow, wow, wow. Tough, tough. Rook position endgames. Super tough, but fun. Remember, the goal always is to finish by queening that pawn, right? Queening that pawn. So in this case, if it's white to move, we got, and it's okay. I think we'll just keep the arrows for the moment. If it's white to move, but I know this was one of our goals, but actually remember, if I can get these two side by side and it being white to move, then you're good to go. But ooh, computer likes that. So it's beautiful that a computer can figure this stuff out where we can't, right? Look at this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that says white wins, just white wins, period. With black to move, white wins. Ow. I mean, at this point, right? Here it's white to win too. Beautiful. Beautiful. And out of all the studies I did to prep for this, didn't see that. But hey, at least we do. Hey, that one we played absolutely correct. And this one just says with white to move, it's a win. Let's see if it's black to move. Same situation. We said we got here, so it should be a draw. So what's really critical here is if it's white to move in this situation, black wins. I mean, white wins. If it's white to move, white wins because he gets his king to the sixth. You have to keep the king from getting to the six and force the pawn be first. Pawn has to go first. Okay, pawn has to go first, and then we're good. Yeah, and engines do get confused, but in end games, not too often. They're pretty solid in end games. I'll give them that. All right, so we're actually going to be finished with what I want to cover, which is just rooks. But let's talk some more about rooks. Let's go look at the Brandon game. Yes, Brandon, you are front and center. First of all, Brandon, let's even go back a move. So Brandon's here, and I was thinking about moves. I was watching him play, and it's always easier to find moves when you're not playing. But I'm looking at the situation. And I'm looking, yeah, he's got both rooks in the center. That's pretty nice. My rook over here is not doing much. But I look at the bishop's trapped in behind his pawn and his knight. This knight is undeveloped backwards. You like e6, bishop to e6? What? What? Oh, you like bishop taking e6? I don't. I'll show you why in a second. Um, so the knight isn't well placed at all. The queen, okay. And I'm looking, I'm like, wow, that pawn is weak. That pawn is weak. I got a queen hitting here. I got a bishop here. I'm liking the knights protecting each. I'm loving the rook hitting here. And I'm thinking, Brandon, this is what I was thinking watching. Oh, if I can push this pawn and then push that pawn. Or I'm even thinking sack here. If he takes, don't take back. Bring over the other rook, right? And then what was it? Oh, yeah. You know, I don't know. I want to bring over the other rook. I want to bring over the queen. I want to, and if I could push these pawns at you, so that pawn can't move, right? That pawn can't move because of this beautiful pin on the pawn, and the queen has like no way to get out of that pin right now. That queen is stuck in that pin. So you made your first move, and I was like, ah, man, I thought he should have jumped on this right away. I think he needed to jump on that right away. But then I was like, okay, he still has time now. We'll see what he does, right? And your opponent did this. Now, this is where I think thinking about the end game matters. So here I looked and I said, okay, that bishop has no scope here. The queen still has no scope. Everything is nice. I want this getting locked up doesn't bother me because I'm over here attacking here, right? I want to attack here. And so I'm so glad you locked that up. It's like, thank you for locking up the position because now I'm back to wanting to sack here. And then I was looking and I'm like, oh, now I get to come here with my second piece. And I could even first, I might prep it here first and threaten to push here. Then have to worry about what he might do, right? You know, if he does something else like this, trying to break it open your center. But I don't care, right? I don't care about this. I don't care about the other one because now I can go for this pawn and I could just take it. I think I could just take it. But I was thinking you might even just take it to begin with because now we have a pin on that. Now we come here, so we're threatening here and here, so that knight doesn't want to move. And I'm like, okay, so the bishop drops back so the rook can see the knight. I go, okay, so then I bring over my other rook. And now what does he do? Right? So now I have three on it. He has two on it. Can't bring the king over. I think I'm gonna win back the piece. And I said, oh, he can do this tricksy move, but it's not going to work. Not going to work. Now you could do things like this, and I got to be careful because it's threatening the queen and the rooks, and it's all these things are happening. Yeah. But anyway, I was getting all excited about a possible sack here, and so I guess my point is, especially when you had 16 minutes, I want you to see those possibilities. I want you to start looking for those weak points where you got them pinned forever, and then you just got to see, can I get pieces in there? Can I hurt them? Can I get a pawns in there, if I can get those pawns locked in there, maybe even just bring it up and bring over the other rook because that pawn still can't move. Just double up on that pawn even. Maybe nice. Maybe nice. All right. Good stuff. All right. Oh, knight d4 is a blunder. I believe you. I believe you. I don't know where knight. Oh, knight d4. Let's see. You think knight d4 is a blunder in that line, king? All right, king. I'll give you another op here. And I said that, and you said that, and it's a blunder because? A blunder because? What are you liking? Bishop takes queen? Rook takes rook? What do you like? Take queen. Okay, and he takes queen. Go ahead. Now what? A lot of things are hanging. A lot of things in pre. I don't know that I blundered since this was my. Oh, you said the knight move wouldn't work, right? Rook takes rook. All right, let's see. Do we want to take with the knight? Yeah, because we don't want to. If we take with the bishop, right? I mean, if we take with the rook, the bishop gets to win my other rook. So I'll take with the knight, still threatening the bishop. Go ahead. So maybe here. What do you want to take here? I don't think it matters, right? Here or here. Which one do you want? I don't think it matters. You get two this way, right? Because I think I have to take. I could save the bishop. I don't have to take. I'm not going to take there. If I take here, you take here, and it's three minor pieces. Yeah, I'm still up a exchange. Black is still up the exchange. Anyway, all right. So anyway, want to share that with you guys, show you Brandon's game a little bit. But end games, end games, end games, so critical, so important. Let's go review one of two of our end games from our last tournament. We do have a tournament coming up in 15 minutes. But let's see if we have some COVID team battle. This would be our end game, I believe. And we went over a few last time. Sudakus is here. He's in the house. Let's see his game against King for fun. So, and the reason I want to bring this up, I just want to show it this way. I want to remind you how you play the endgame with rooks because that's what we're going to be working on tonight. Rooks want to be on semi-open or open files. This is a completely open file, guys, right? The reason I played bishop to f4 was because I wanted to play knight to g5. Yes, but then I realized it was bad. He had two knights protecting the h7 pawn. Yes, yes. And you played pretty quickly when you had a lot of time, Brandon. I'm sorry I missed that note. I don't want to miss those notes. All right. Oh, yeah. And if you want to join the tournament, can I join? Can you join what? The tournament? Not a good one, Sudakus. I am sorry, my friend. I am sorry. Sometimes that happens. There's a again for the joining tonight. But and I practiced doing this one too. All right, so rooks want to be on open files. Knights want to blockade pawns, but rooks can blockade pawns. Kings can blockade pawns. The winner of most endgames are going to be whoever has the most active rooks, the most active pieces, rooks and kings. In this case, since white has the only bishop, then black can start by blocking off his squares. And if you notice, all of white's pawns are already on black, so that's not good for him. If you both have the same color bishop, according to GM Cramling, it's more important to give your own bishop squares to move to. So put them on the opposite color, even though you're giving squares for your enemy. You don't give them any targets, and your bishop will have more freedom of movement. All right. So yes, this move is pretty standard here because there's no pawn to push him away, right? No pawn to push him away. Beautiful opportunity to blockade. Black should grab that square as soon as he can. And in this game, yes, Sudaku's maybe not the best. Ooh, sorry, guys. So mosquitoes are out already. I don't like the winter that much. It's cold. I was hearing Sudaku's talk about it being cold in Minnesota. Well, it's cold everywhere. No, it's cold in Michigan too. But man, it's the mosquitoes. I can deal with the cold, but it's nice because when you do that, you don't have the mosquitoes. So Sudaku's had a couple of chances right here, it seems. Just like let's make his pawns worse, right? Now I'm not saying this is winning, but make his pawns worse. The bishop already is restricting the knight. It's pretty open. Get the king in the game. Will have might have a way to try to carry through a win. So we're going to have a tournament tonight, and we're going to have to be careful about not giving away, deciding if we want to trade our rooks early, right? That might not be what we want to do. And so, again, willing to trade, still willing to trade and double those pawns. And Sudaku said, no, I don't want to do that. I'm not sure why. I think he did this time. Okay, he did. Now it's all about our position, all about the positioning of the kings. And we got a pawn here that might be weak later, but right now this bishop is not doing bad. It's keeping the pawns from moving, and we're getting into an interesting situation. Good. We have a target. He found the target. I don't know why he said he didn't play well. This looks pretty good so far. Back up. You could trade, but then you'd fix his pawns. But why not? He didn't fix his pawns. So logically, and by the way, that might be the right move. Sometimes you don't want to fix your pawns because if it'll give you a winning position if you don't. But I gotta believe this is winning for Sudakus, and that's the move I would make. And now comes critical moves, right? What is the critical move now? Sudakus, what is the critical move? I'm so glad you joined us, buddy. Sudakus is playing white. King is playing black. Did I tell you who won? White was victorious. White was victorious. Yes, you're black in this game. But what's the right move here? Sudakus, what do you like is the right move here? King to c5. Yeah, I think it's like you don't even have to think too hard. It's like I'm going king to c5. He has only one way to protect the pawn. And then after he protects the pawn, I can right? He can't push this pawn, can't push this pawn, and I can make it even better. So now when he pushes the pawn, he has nothing, or who cares? But the point is, he's going to have to give up this pawn, and then he's going to give up this pawn, and this game is going to be should be an easy win. This should be an easy win, right? You like b5 pawn? What about the b5 pawn, chess wizard? You want to push it instead of king to c5? You like b5 better? Well, he can take, right? And then you have to take this way, and then he gets to bring his king over. I think this is less clear. I think it's less clear. I might be wrong. I think it's less clear. I think it's a little makes it a little bit harder on white. Why trade off that pawn? I don't know. You traded off a double pawn, right? By the way, this is what happened in the game, and white did end up winning. Doesn't mean that black couldn't draw with best play. And yes, it's an isolated pawn, but these are both isolated too. And yes, it's a pass pawn, and you should be able to give up this pawn and then even give up this pawn and then go over and eat those pawns and still win, right? I mean, white definitely is winning even in this situation right now, pretty much no matter what happens, right? I would agree. White is winning. White can do this if he wants, and then you can't even push the pawn. And he really doesn't have any moves. Right? I mean, what has he got? He's got no moves. And eventually black has to give way. And so, yeah, this looks to be winning anyway. But I'm still curious because I'm still thinking this is the natural correct move. I mean, it's just, I don't know what black is supposed to do, right? So if we ignore this side, let's just close this up anyway. And now it's black's move. What does black do? I mean, where do you want black to go from here? This just seems easier. I don't know if it is, but it definitely seems easier. I mean, you got two pass pawns out here, and you got a pass pawn here, and I didn't have to give up. I didn't have to give away anything. I think this is cleaner and easier. What do you guys think? Yeah, yeah. King should resign. Yes, that was definitely an option. All right, let's check out our let's check out the tournament uh, coming up in a moment. Let's see, where am I? All right. So right now, oh, we do have some. I'm going to withdraw out of that. We have 11 minutes left. So I'll withdraw and I will watch you guys play and I'll commentate on the most exciting games. Hey, Modern Ancient. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Having a good time. So, oh, somebody wants to join the team. Dolo Bender. I didn't know you weren't on my team, Dolo Bender. You hurt me. So you're on the team now, buddy. And you should be able to join right in. All right, so let's see what we have. Refresh that. Dolabenda, you can join now. No problem. No problem whatsoever. We'll watch these tournament games going on. All right, so see, what did Dolabender say? Wow, that's a long paragraph. It's gonna give me a second. Oh, nice. And as long as it's legal for copyright rules in Russia, I have no idea. Oh, okay. Not even Russian. Okay. I think you should check on your copyright laws there. See if it's still in copyright. You could definitely take some of the principles and make something good out of it. You could definitely could play with that. That might make more sense. Definitely go ahead and have some fun with that. Taking the principles and ideas and putting them in. If you like the principles, there are tons of books, right? New books, but I would check. Good, Dolo. Why are you stuck in your elo though? Oh, you want to practice, King? My only problem, and I don't mind doing it, but you guys, well, some of them are going to play in the tournament. Let me see where the tournament is. We got 9 minutes. All right, King, I'll play you a game. I'll play you a game while we wait. While we wait. Okay, we're going to do very basic. We'll take that one. Ooh, okay. Live with that, I think. Anyway, yeah, so I would check on all that Dolo Bender. Speaking from experience, messing with copyright problems, I'd make sure of that first, I guess. Make sure everything is copacetic in that sense where that goes. Just to be safe. Yeah, I thought you should do that. I didn't know if you would, but I thought you definitely should do that. I liked it. Take. Yeah, I know, but even so, if you're gonna put it on, depending on what you mean when you put it on Lee Chess. So again, if you're just putting some of the chapters, ideas, and things like that, you should be fine. If you're doing more, then it could be a problem. That's all. It just depends on what you mean when you say put it on Lee Chess. Okay, let's see. Time's a wasting, but yeah. Let's see. What do we have left in the tournament? Okay, we got to keep developing. Obviously, we're behind now. No time to waste. Oh yes, and play chase the bishop now. So far I lost a pawn because I wasn't paying attention, but I lost a pawn. It happens. Um. Ooh. Okay. So now we got opportunities. Hmm. Okay, we're playing speed chess, right? Yeah, we're playing speed chess. So let's play speed chess. When you're playing speed chess, you should really play speed chess. Right? Don't cut any corners. Play speed chess. Hmm. Things free. Not giving me anything for free. Depressing. I want free stuff. Not giving me any free stuff. Not being nice. Study? Oh, yes. Studies on Lichess, awesome. And yeah, you could take a lot of the concepts and put them in as chapters in Lichess. I think you'd like that a lot. That'd probably be nice. That'd be a good thing. I think you'd enjoy that and it would work out well for you. Let's see. I have no idea what I'm doing. I really don't, but I'm having fun. So we'll just keep having fun. Okay, I can't stop that anyways. You can't stop it. If you can't beat them, join them. If you can't stop it, take it, right? I've heard this concept someplace. I don't know if it's any good. I've heard the concept someplace before. I think it's if you can't beat them, join them. That might have been the actual contemplate. Take what you can, give nothing back. That was what we said before. That's definitely what we said before. Take everything you can, give nothing. Yep. Another good move. You're just making a ton of good moves today. You are making a ton of good moves today. I have no idea what I wanted. It doesn't feel like anything I do is great. I don't know what I wanted. Got to do something. We'll take that way. Just because. Ay, 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 ay. Lots of time left. Lots of time. And the tournament should be starting soon. Yes. Yes, that is my Pirates of the Caribbean reference. You got it. I'm glad you caught that. I've been hoping that people would get that from time to time. Yes, that is a Pirates of the Caribbean reference. What to do? What to do? I really don't want to trade. I think I need both rooks for any chance to win this since I'm down so much material. Just get that feeling, good old feeling of anyway. Didn't really want to, but I felt like I had to. The first few streams I have got lag for a while. It was perfect for the first reason. For some reason, the last few streams, yeah, I thought you had. It seemed to have been fixed for you that you were doing better with it. I don't know what's going on anymore. I see that tournament should be starting soon, Chris. So I might have to resign this and go watch the tournament. Let's see, team state. Find the tournament. That should be starting any minute, guys. 2 minutes. All right. I still have time. I still have time. All right. And I have time, but I don't have any choices. I don't think. Nope. I don't have any choices. I don't have any choices. I have to go there. All right. Good move, King. Back up. Why not? Um. Hmm. Okay. We need to find some fun. Go there. All right. We're in an endgame at least. Get to practice endgames. Ooh. Okay. So this is practicing that end game, and I'm down the exchange, right? I got two minor pieces for a rook and hopefully some pawns. Now, I can't go there and do with those guys because he'd eat me up. But you know what they say. Pawns want to queen. That's all pawns want to do. Pawns want to queen. That's all they want to do. So we're going to try to queen our pawn because that's what they're all about. And we're still going to try to queen our pawn because that's all they want to do. I can get a queen. Ah, oh, he found a check. Ah, oh, that's so aggravating. I want to go queen. I just want to go queen. Okay, we're gonna have to go here, I guess. Yeah, I want to queen so bad. All right, I can't queen, but I can win a piece. Pretty positive. Pretty positive. I pre-move a mistake. At least I get to win the bishop. Ah, I almost had a queen. All right, Sudakus, play in the. Thank you, thank you. I think you'll enjoy it. Doesn't. Yeah, I love Tal, Petrosian. Yep, Kasper. It's funny you say some old masters, Karpov, Kasparov. I actually watched. I mean, Tal. I actually have seen all of them actually play. That's depressing that you're calling them old masters a little bit. It's a little depressing, just a wee bit depressing. Let's keep attacking the king. Not sure if it's right. Let's try it. Oh, okay. Let's see. The knight. Let's see how many moves the knight has. Unfortunately, they're both protected, so that's not going to help me any. We do want to push the pawn, but we got back our missing piece, and that knight doesn't have any good follow-ups. So as far as I can tell, I can threaten the pawn. Okay. Tourney's on. Thank you. Thank you. All right. King, we're gonna have to finish this game, so you could go play in the tournament. Finish this game up, and then we'll get you in the tournament hopefully sooner rather than later. Do I take? No, I don't. I take with the king is holding the pawn. No reason to give anything away. Give nothing away. right? Remember that's the saying? Yeah. Okay, good. You got it. King can protect. Yep, I like that. King can protect and hang around. I like that. That's good. And to protect this pawn. Trixie knight. Nice Trixie. Take what you can. Nothing back. Actually, I told my chess team, my club, that should be our motto. We should dress as pirates all the time. That would be super cool, I thought. I'm geeky like that. Love Pirates of the Caribbean. My daughter also loves Pirates of the Caribbean. I mean, what's not to love, right? Great movie. Great movie. You guys are playing the tournament. I know. So you're not even paying attention. If you're joining us late and you want to join in the tournament, all you have to do is join the team first. I will get you into the team, and then as soon as you're into the team, then we will get you into the tournament. Let's just keep restricting that bishop first. Oh, see what he's trying. Nice. Yeah, that's nice. Nothing wrong with that. Where's he going to go afterwards? That's always a question. Here, those would. So if I stay on the same color, then he can't bother me again. But I really care. I'm going to go here and just for fun and see what happens. I don't even know where he's going to go. Curious to see where he's going to go. Okay, he goes there. Then where does he go? We'll just keep chasing him. We'll chase him until we can win one of them. We'll attack both of them at the same time. Hopefully everybody's in the tournament having fun and ignoring me totally. Then we'll get king in that tournament, and I get to go watch some of those games. Well, well, do I take the knight or do I take the bishop? If I take the bishop, the knight still gets to jump around. If I take the knight, the bishop still gets to jump around. You know what? We're going to take the knight just because it's less tricksy. The bishop is a lot less tricksy. So we don't. It makes it easier to play fast without the bishop. I mean, without the knight on the board, because then I don't have to check for all the forks. This is much easier way to go. Good game. Thanks for the game. Thanks for the game. Appreciate it. Time to go watch the tournament. Let's see. Sudakus is up against Chess Wizard. Got to check that game out. Let's see what's going on here. They both got queens. Oh, I don't know how this one happened. Let's see. Chess Wizard is who is black in this one? So Sudaku should be white, I believe. So Chess Wizard has two pawns to the good. Oh yeah, and that gives him a big edge. Those two pawns. Sudaku has to try to figure out. Now it should be, with queens, it's so much easier to get perpetual check. So that's what he's got to be kind of shooting for. See if he can get a perpetual check. Because again, he's got to play for the draw because you both have queens. And so it's going to be really hard to do anything but get a draw out of this. And he's got to play it right to get the draw. Just so complex. Oh, that's bad. That's just. Oh no, it isn't. He gets the block with the pawn. Oh, I was thinking he's going to just lose the queen, but he doesn't. Doesn't. Nice move. Maybe here. No, I don't know. I haven't looked at it that hard. Be nice if he could find. And he's got 4 minutes and 30 seconds, so you should really think those things out. Right? No reason to rush. Flying over, maybe. Looks like he's going to get the perpetual ability to get a perpetual check. I was thinking he goes here. Wonder why not there. Here. Because then I'm thinking he gets the queen in between. I'm lost. I'm lost. Why not here? Bring the queen over to block. I think Chess Wizard has missed something. I think he should have blocked with the queen. But this might be good. Running to hide behind the queen would maybe be able to stop the perpetuals. But I would have brought the queen over to the king instead of the king over to the queen. I think he had an easy opportunity of bringing the king over. Like that for Sudakus. Then he gets to snatch that one. I was thinking anyway. Oh, threatening. Watch out for these. Because if he could get it up, that does it. That's a win right there. That's the win. Good job, chess wizard. But I still think you could have brought the queen over and first to the king, and that would have been better. Would have been faster. That one should be over. That's a good one. That was a nice one. Let's see how Brandon and Chris are doing. Two of my favorites. Everybody's my favorites in this group. Guys are all fun to hang out with and learn together. So the rooks already got traded off early, as you notice. And now we'll see if they remember pawns and kings. So I might have to come up with a better rooks to work with it. Misclicked on your very first move? Wow, king, that's interesting. Very first move. I don't remember what we were playing. Did you have white? Did you have white? Yeah, you had white. And you misclicked on your very first move. So you didn't mean to play e4. I don't know how you misclick on your very first move. I've never heard that before. That's unique. Did you join the tournament? Hopefully you did. This one's a pawn and king in game. I'm looking for some rook and pawn. Rook and oh yeah, Chris is in, but let's see how this one goes. It hasn't started yet. Chris, you're in a game, aren't you? But Sudakus, it's your move, right? Black moves first. Black moves first, Sudakus. Sudakus, black moves first. I thought you played one already, a good one too. Oh, you paused out? You had to go, maybe? I don't know. Okay. Hey, Noah. Glad you can make it. I don't know if you can hear me because you're probably not on stream again, but welcome. Noah's one of my students, and he's playing the Modern Ancient, and they've already traded off rooks. Everybody's trading off their rooks pretty early. I like this, though. This was nice. This was to get a pass pawn, but not really. It's a semi-pass pawn, and there it got taken away. So that was 2 pawns for 1. Not a good trade. White should have taken, right? Check this out back here. If white takes, black takes back, and you just step up and you're looking fine. But white somehow gave away 2 pawns and gave black a passer. So now this is looking very bad for white. Modern Ancient. I feel like I'm not teaching you well. I feel like I'm failing you because you gave away a pawn for no reason. Sudaku's black moves first. If you're black, it definitely should have let you move first. And king, you mean e4 or d4. The k means, here it means king. I take it a small k is for a pawn. All right, this should be interesting. Oh yeah, you get the queen. All you have to do is measure. Queen, queen, check, check. Has to go this way, check, and you win the queen back. Yes? Agreed. Black wins. But Sudakus, it should allow you to, you should be black. Black moves first. You were black, but you were trying to move the white pieces, I think, maybe? I don't know. Black moves first. Okay. Just remember, if you're black, you move first. Otherwise, so let's see if he sees this. I could see him making mistakes like going here. This wins the queen back, so I'm going to be curious if Noah finds the correct moves. This was good because it was a good pawn race. He has to see the king can't go here. And the king has to go back here because the king is holding these squares. And then that forcibly wins the queen. But he has to find it. No, black moves first. Should be black moves first, king, not white. I could be wrong, but it should be. That's the way it set it up. Yep, that looks like you figured that out. Excellent. Oh, Chess Wizard and Dolo Bender. Let's see how we doing there. Looks like we're playing with the Look at this. We see the opposition come into play. Love it. Love it. This pawn keeps the king out of these two squares. This pawn is keeping the king out of these squares. The king is keeping the king out of this square, and this square is taken. So the black king only has two squares, and white wants to try to step up. Taking here doesn't do him much good. Going here doesn't do him much good. Um, White just obviously cannot take. White obviously cannot take, but the white king could just keep playing here. These three squares, these two squares, because again, black can't get in. So white just has to be able to figure out that black can't get in. Ooh, there is a little tricksy next here, though. Maybe he needs to push. If he pushes, if he takes that way. If he pushes and he takes that way. Yes. Yes, he needs to push because otherwise this push will give him a pass pawn. Oh, Modern Nation, I agree. I wish you had made it too. But they're all online. You can go check out my previous streams. You could check out my previous streams. They're all online. You can go watch them at your leisure. Go watch them at your leisure, my friend. Like Wednesday would be a good day because I went over everything on Wednesday and then we went over games. Oh, what did we do? How did we blunder? What did he do? He blundered. Totally blundered. Fixed the double pawns. Totally blunder. All he had to do was that. That ended all the shenanigans. White's winning. White should be winning, but he blundered. Totally blundered. Ah, ah! I was just feeling so good about him, bragging about him, feeling so good and bragging. My student was doing so well. I was so happy with my students. He had him. He had him. Ah, now he's going to lose this pawn, and then he loses that pawn, and now black wins. So this right here is puzzle worthy time. Right here, puzzle worthy time. All right, I've got to share that with my student. That was puzzle worthy time. Where's my game to be here? One of my many chess shirts. Yep, he lost that game. He should have had it. So Chess Wizard, you actually had a one game, one mistake. Minor mistakes, that happens. Leonard, welcome. You couldn't move what? Okay, Sudakus, we got to watch anybody else's game. Everybody else's games are working. Why is yours not working? What is going on? Why would yours not work and theirs do? You got me curious. So I like the king move here. Takes away those three squares. Let's see. Black to move. It's right here in the description. And we'd have to see a game right at the beginning, catch a at the very beginning to move, make that first move that you seem not allowed to make. I don't get it. How are you not? I don't understand. Did you have black every time too? Did you have black every time too? Why would you have trouble, Sudakus? I mean, if anybody should be able to get in here and do whatever they want, I mean, I would have made it so that you could. You've had black every time, and you haven't been able to move every time, so it's like very strange. Very strange. All right, so Leonard has done real good, real well. Leonard has done real. Don't let my daughter hear me use improper English. She'll rag me forever. Did real well to get a passed pawn. So he's got an advantage. Ah, ah. Leonard's starting to snuff up some pawns. He's gonna get another one. Leonard is cleaning up. Chris is in trouble. We'll go watch another game. All right, maybe I can catch a game that starts because Sudakus, I see you in a game. Is this game going on? What's going on with this game? Oh yeah, Sudakus, you're in a game, but you're white this time. So, oh, the engine says it's equal. Engine says it's 0-0 with black to move. That's how I make before I give you a position. I make up the position. I check it in the engine to make sure it's equal. I didn't want to give anybody an advantage, King. That was the goal. So Daku's finally, and don't worry about any of the other games because right they were unrated anyway. Bonsoir, bonsoir, Leonard. Yeah, I know, right? Well, there's a potential pass pawn for white. That's probably white's biggest advantage is a potential pass pawn. So they are doing their best to make that into a reality. So yeah, that should be happening, right? That's what you would expect to have happen. Now, black has a majority on the queen side, but they're doubled, a pair of them, so you have to work around that. But yep, making a pass pawn, that's the game. Now, so in this example I'm looking at, by the way, Chris, if you want to look, you're not playing right now. Sudakus is playing Noah. And in this game, Noah's got to keep these pawns, right? He can't go trading these off and giving the rook a new place to come in. That's number one. Number two is he's got to see if he can get some action. He's got to get this rook active. Now his king keeps this rook out of here and here, and the pawn keeps his rook out of here, but he just let him in. Remember what I just said? He can't let him in. And he moved the rook not to an active square at all. This is not an active square. So now his rook is in. And that's why it might even be better for black to trade off that rook early, seeing as how white has the potential pass pawn and black doesn't. Uh, it's a lot easier for black if that's gone. So good try for counterplay. I mean, you got to do something. You got to look for counterplay. So this one feels obvious to me. Feels obvious. Kind of have to do it. Don't want to give this up, especially with that happening, right? All the way through. So we'll see. We'll see, Chris. But why can't the king move from there? Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, it does feel that way. But the king could go here first and keep the rook out of all these squares. That's probably a better way. Bringing the rook over to fight for the file is good. And by the way, black goes first, guys. So the black can fight for the open file immediately. Black goes first. So that's an interesting, and because he could do that now too. So that's all feasible. But he can also just do that. I don't like that. But I still don't like this. It's just in a bad position. In fact, he might decide to give that one up to get his rook here and get his rook to be active. That might be better. It might be better. I don't know. I'd have to think about it to even sack that one just to get his rook to be more active. Otherwise, he could go here, then here, and just keep this. Just has to keep going between them and hopefully get this one back into the game. Hopefully, get this one back into the game. This would double up the pawns, and then white doesn't have to even touch these pawns. And sooner or later, I think black would get in, right? Yep, black would get in. So this is where I was talking about. This might be a good try. Yeah, Chess Wizard, you had that game. You had a win. You had a flat out win. As far as I could see, you had all the winning possibilities. Now that looks very interesting. Take, take, freeze the pawn, and here and here. I think he could have. I think he could have. Ooh. Yeah, gotta be careful going after pawns. Getting a lot of them though. Gotta go here. Gotta go there. Gotta go there and then start running yours. Run them. Run them, Bubby. Come on. You got a chance, Noah. Gotta run them. Pass pawns want to run. Dag, I'm out of water, guys. I like running and getting some more water. I'm so thirsty, and I got a whole nother 15 minutes to go. I think I'll run and get some water. I'll leave you guys to yourselves. And I don't have any music yet. I'm looking for the copyright-free music, the what do you call it? Royalty-free music. They have some. Wasn't crazy about it. I mean, I could try it. Let that play in the background, I guess. Gotta take. Yes. Correct move. And I can come back and oh, nicer even. Went the right way. If he went the other way, he would lose more material. He could go up here now and win this pawn while he's at it. I don't like that. Check first, win that pawn, get another pawn, get another passer coming. That would be better than just pushing, I think. And if he had went down, of course, he would have lost because then and then he would have lost. So Sadukas had to go up, but I thought he had to go this way. If he went this way, he'd be in the game. But here, I think Noah could just win this way. All right, I'm going to run get some water, leave you with music. My biggest problem is the music seems to be more for like Fortnite or something. Oh, look, he did go for it. I gotta see. This one was an interesting endgame. I like to see it. But he did go for that. Why do I moved over here though? He moved up. Why did he move his king? He had to come here and chase the king out. King would have had to go here or here. He had to chase the king out. I don't know. I think this was bad. And I think white should have pushed. I think white should have pushed. Can't push. Got mate threats. Now you drop this one. Back. So, looks like black has found his way back into this game. I could have threatened that way, and now he just takes. So, I don't know what that does for him. Yeah, now he's losing again. Wow, he went from looking like he was winning, to now he's losing because he lost all his pawns. And the king is trapped. King didn't get out. Doesn't even stop this though. Wow. Went from winning to losing, I think. Brandon and King. All right. Yeah, of course. Of course, King. Draw is fine. Because the whole idea is that it starts off as equal. So if you end up with a draw, that's perfectly fine. It looks like we do. Oh no! What? Noah? What? You didn't take the opposition? Oh my gosh. Okay, we're not even gonna look at that ending. That's just frustrating. Didn't even take the opposition when he had the chance. Let's see, King is playing Chris. Okay. Hey, Voop. What 1800 or below? I think you can benefit from following my lessons. 1800 or below in lead chess. If you're 2000, I mean, you still can benefit, right? I love listening to beginner lessons. I love watching when the IMs were teaching the PogChamps chess. I learned a lot by watching them teach them. Some things I learned were things I thought they shouldn't be doing for beginners, but yeah, so I think any 1800 or below is what I'm considering a beginner for what I feel like I'll be able to help the most. But higher rated players hopefully would still get things out of it. Yeah. So what's your rating, Boo? What's your chess.com or lead chess rating? But again, it's it's all relative, and it just depends on what you know and what you don't know. I mean, as far as I'm learning, there are 1800s on Lee chess that don't understand basic king pawn endgames. So, right, they would totally benefit from what we're doing. Okay, totally would benefit from what we're doing. So, let's see, what else was I looking at? It's kind of nice having music in the background, even if I'm the only one who can hear it. Yeah, so 600, you would definitely qualify as a beginner. Yeah, yeah. Any chess.com, again, chess.com is a little harder than Lee Chess, so I'd maybe say 1600 if the rule of 200 is true. The rumor is that Lee Chess is about 200 points higher in general rating than chess.com. And if that's true, and if I believe 1800 is hot, still low enough that they get a lot of benefit out of what we're doing, then I would say 1600 would get a lot of benefit. Oh, okay. Well, the good news is I don't know how to maintain that volume without just turning down my speaker, so it still comes through whatever volume it wants. I'll just turn it off. Thanks, Chess Wizard, for letting me know. I haven't had music ever before. I just thought I'd try that one. I'm not crazy about it, mostly because it's like I said, it doesn't to me it doesn't sound like the kind of music I want for chess. I for chess, I'd much rather have music that's classical, right? Classical style. So this will be interesting. Now, can you get into the square? So here's the square. He could have went here, then the square would have been here. He could have gotten here, and he would not have gotten into the square. So he should not have pushed for that trade. Oh, but he did queen at the same time. Excellent job, King. Excellent job of queening. At the same, I didn't even see that you were going to get to queen. Uh, so let's see how this goes. We've saw another game with two queens. I like it that we get two green. Yes, piano music would be fine. Classical music, I would love to have some classical music, but it just it depends on what you can find and get. Almost as if Chris is trying to give away his pawn, right? It feels that way. We don't want to give away the pawn for any reason that I can think. Kind of gotta go and hold on to it. I don't see any way to sneaky and keep it. Go any, but I could be missing something. But yeah, I would love some piano music. I would love some. I don't even mind chant, but yeah, I gotta see if once I can find a royalty-free music that I can pick my own music. I gotta talk to Sudakus because I think he does royalty-free music and he likes playing music and be happy. So guys, is this a draw? We've been there. Chris, let's see if he learned the lesson of. It looks like he did. But everything Chris did just there at the end was to force a draw, be in this situation. He has the opposition. Noah ran away from the opposition before. I don't know what he was doing. But this looks good. This looks very good. Congrats, King. Congrats. Now see if Chris remembers. Be going over here. Be going over here. Right there. Right there. Stay in front of the pawn, and then take the opposition. Just got to remember the rule. He's probably thinking it through. He did it. Yay, Chris. Good move. You found it. Good move. Good move. Happy. We're happy, happy, happy. Good job. That's all he has to do is keep doing this game. He can actually even do this. Yep, doesn't hurt him, and now he just goes right back. Yep, definitely, definitely a draw. Just don't move too fast that you move in the wrong squares. Remember the rule. He did it over here. What did he do? What did he do? What did he do? Chris, why did you give up the magic position? Chris, why did you give up the magic position, buddy? Why in the world did you give up the magic position? All right, Chris, we're gonna definitely have to go over that. You had a forced draw and you gave him the opposition. I don't get it. You can't put links in there, Chess Wizard. Send it to me in an email. You have my email. Yeah, Chris, you had him, buddy. Chris, you totally had the draw. You did awesome. I mean, you did everything like you were supposed to until that last move. For some reason, you didn't take the opposition. You backed up and you gave him the magic position. You had to keep him from ever getting the magic position, and you did. I don't know what happened. I seriously don't know what happened there, buddy. I was like, I was so proud of you. I'm bragging about you, talking about how you definitely knew how to do the end game right, and then you did it. Yeah, yeah, you could just tell me like .com and leave off even the www, much less the HTTP or PS. That would work. So, Voop, if you want to play in this tournament, you can. They still have 12 minutes left. I don't know if you're part of our for live stream team. We also do team battles. There's a couple of team battles that come up. We do them once a month for sure, big ones. And that's our for live stream team. There's about four other teams that play, all friendly, all beginners, all students. So it works out really well. Let's see if Chess Wizard has learned about how to play the pawn endgame here. Be nice to first lock that one down and then maybe push that one. Eventually getting this in would be good. You can also get this in right away. But come up and take, and he's got a pass pawn, but then you get the opposition. Oh, be interesting. All right, Voop, we'll see you later. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for stopping by. Wednesday at 12 from now on. Didn't take the opposition. Interesting play by Sudakus. Didn't take the opposition. Still looking at that to hold that square, and then to try to push this one to break free. Got to get rid of the double pawns. If you can get rid of the double pawns, you'll have 3 against 2. So that's your advantage, but you have to work to get rid of it. Black has to work to get rid of his, while white is already a potential pass. The white has a much easier time with the passer, but definitely not impossible. And Chess Wizard used up a lot of time thinking about that move. So we'll see how he does. Brandon, you're winning the tournament. Nice job. Dolo Bender's in second so far. Noah's in third. All right. Sudaku's, I know at least 2 of his losses where he just couldn't get the, he wouldn't let him move or he didn't know how to move first move. So we don't count those. Modern Ancient, win and a draw already. Nice, solid play, Modern Ancient. You're playing Leonard. That'll be tough, but I'm thinking you must be playing the in game pretty well. I'm gonna have to watch this for a while, see how you're doing. This is much more of a classic Rook and King endgame now. And he cleaned up some of the double pawns on the queen side, so nice job, Modern Ancient. Leonard still has his potential passer, but looks like Modern Ancient actually lost a pawn to get that situation. So he actually gave up a pawn. So we're going to want that rook behind the passed pawns of your enemy. Be a good way to go, maybe? King is keeping the rook out of these 3 squares. Pawns are doing fine. You can't really afford to let him take, though, because then he would just get another free pawn. So it's looking like he either has to push or take. And he decides to push. Playable right now. King can eventually get here. Pushes, then King can get here and get over. That could be a problem later. So again, maybe. Again, we're missing these opportunities. I want to get behind. I want to get behind so we can eat pawns. We're not letting him get behind. We're letting white get all the momentum here. Again, I liked him. I'm more aggressive here. Threatening if he does the wrong things. On an ancient is in a dogfight. In a serious dogfight, folks. Again, though, if he gets a draw, he's fine. That's you could be playing for a draw. That'd be fine. I think that quite works. Because now, actually, after black takes this one, then he gets to come over here and eat all these because black can never take this pawn. All right, so that one's definitely over. Unless something unfathomable happens. Sudakus ended up with a queen so far against the, as you can see here, he's got a queen up, and he's got a lot of time. Playing well quickly, playing well fast. Let's see, King and Brandon are still going at it, and Brandon is way ahead, ton of pawns. Oh, love it. Love it. Stalemate. I love it. Good job. King. Excellent job. We're gonna have to look at that one later because that's classic, right? That's excellent job. Did what you had to do to get to stalemate. That is classic. No matter where that king goes, you just keep going right next to him, and eventually either he loses everything or he has to take. Great job. Great job. It should be a draw anyway, but that was a great job forcing a stalemate. Good job. Very impressive. I like that one a lot. All right, probably one more round will happen. So that's good news. Let's see if we can get it going. All right, I see the YouTube playlist, Chess Wizard. I'll check it out later. Got to check it out and make sure it's all copacetic. I guess I can go look at it. Uh, I think you could have put the full link in there, my friend. That's okay. Throw it in here. See if that gets me anything. Non-copyrighted instrumental music. The non-copyrighted instrumental music for YouTube. Background songs for videos and streaming. Please credit each artist if you use their songs. More information in the description of each video. All right, so I got to look that up. So I got to find a way to give them credit, and I got to make sure it's okay for live streaming, not just YouTube. YouTube has live streaming too, so hopefully it does. On an Ancients taking a break, we got 5 minutes and 18 seconds left, and we could be checking out a game instead of talking. Let's see, White lost his rook somehow. Leonard is tough. Somehow White gave away his rook. Oh, well, yeah, just free candy. Okay, just free candy. Just giving it away for free. Free candy. Ah, no, no, Chris, push. Create a pass pawn. Create a pass pawn. We'll be going over that. That's why we do this, right? So Wednesday can go over these games. But this was simple. Create a pass pawn. Now you took, which still creates a pass pawn. I will give you that. So you still have a pass pawn, and you're pushing it. I guess I'm happy. I guess I have nothing to complain about. Nothing to complain about. Now this is like the Lucerne or the Philidor position where the king wants to be ahead of the pawn, but the pawn's in front, and so the rook can harass and harass and harass, and eventually they'll win that pawn. But if white can get into a position where he can win pawns for it, right now he hasn't moved any of these pawns, so there's no way to get to those pawns. That is, these pawns protect each other really well. You have to get all the way back here. Wow, look at that! Even getting a chance to take the pawn. I think it's still going to end up as a draw because I don't think black can allow him to get too much closer to queening. I think he's going to just keep chasing him. And that's okay. A draw is fine. Chess Wizard, Chris should be fine with a draw. Just couldn't keep pushing the pawn with the rook behind. Now we get that was dangerous. It's a dangerous choice. Now, Chris has to know not to push the pawn. Go eat this pawn. Do not push the pawn. No, doesn't listen when he's not here. When he can't hear me because he has his mic off. Hey, you're welcome, Modern Ancient. Yeah, go put those kids to bed, man. Thanks for playing. Good games. Good games. Hopefully you're learning. And yeah, try to check out Wednesday's stream from last week. You'll get to see all the endgame stuff. You'll get to see the endgame stuff. Yep. So this one turned out to be a draw, but I think he had some better chances back here if he didn't push that pawn. And he started eating these pawns. Um, Black still had nothing better than to chase his king around. So it would have been interesting, but I think it's. I mean, it should be a draw. That's what it should come out to, and that's what it did. Ooh, Brandon and Dolo Bender. That should be a good one. Let's see. Dolo Bender is black. Brandon is pushing for a queen, and black can't stop him. Black can't get there in time to stop the queen. Nicely done, Brandon. Wow, great job, Brandon. Queen that pawn, buddy. And you could take this pawn too. You're looking really good. In fact, you could take it with the queen. Ah, yes. Now let's see if Brandon simplifies. Best way to simplify is just do this, trade, do this, and win this pawn, and then he'll get another queen, and he already has a rook up. So simplify to an easy win. See if he does it. Let's see if he does it. Yes, he does. Yes, yep, there he goes. Excellent. Now this rook stays here. And when he gets too close, run the rook away. Beautiful job. Brandon is playing this like a pro. Brandon, very good. Dola Bender's a very strong player. 1495, you guys. So excellent job. Don't move you. Okay, well, we didn't get the easy checkmate, though. I don't know. I don't know why. And an easy checkmate. But this works too. It's going to take, like, we're going to walk them all the way to the other side. And that's okay. You didn't see the other one, but that's fine. Still found the right way, found a way to do it. Excellent job. Excellent job. Looks like we only have one game left that's even going to count. It's gonna stop after that. And we will have a winner and a first and a second and a third, but we don't really care. It's just for learning. Oh, good job, Chris. What'd you get? Draw or win? Brandon's just good chess. Against one of the higher rated players in this pool. That was pretty good. And this, look, we're going to end up with a rook and pawn versus a rook. Exactly what we just studied, we're going to see. And it's going to be a rook pawn. Unfortunately, for white, it's going to be a rook pawn. It'd be better if it was this pawn. It would have been much better. Rook pawns are much easier to draw with in any situation, and it's going to be true in this situation. Now it's like, what do I do? How do I get to push that pawn? There you go. That's one way, but this is a draw. This is a king should have just taken. If king took, an easy draw. King goes over here, easy draw. King would have his king go over here. King can move his king there. Oh, you won, Brandon? You already know. Good. I didn't look. Oh, it did the finals. Yeah, I was watching the last game. Brandon, congratulations! First tourney you ever won. I'm glad it's one of mine. You can take a screenshot of that and put it on. Thank you, Chess. It was a good tournament, guys. I hope you guys learned a lot from it. It would be awesome. So this one should be a draw. Brandon King could have forced a draw already a while ago. Wait, is the pawn going this way? Oh, the pawn is going this way. No, it isn't. The pawn's going that way. What am I? I'm getting phased out here. Yeah, the pawn's going that way, and King had a forced draw a while ago. Easily. Easily. Still should have a forced draw. But he's got to make it happen, right? King can't get there to help anymore, if you noticed. King can't get there. Oh, you already did a screenshot? Excellent, Brandon. Excellent. Proud of you. That game I watched, you did outstanding. Outstanding maneuvers. I'm glad you liked it, Dola Bender. Yeah, I try to do if the situation calls for it. So when we get finished with the end games and we return and talk about more probably positional and situational, then we'll probably even have some deep opening situations set up, and we'll probably play a few tournaments from a like 6, 7, 8 moves into an opening because we're going to be working on specific tactics or strategies, more positional or not. So expect more of that kind, but we also just have the open tournaments from time to time. So again, this should be just an automatic draw. And King has to realize he's playing for a draw. He should not be thinking he's playing for a win. Right? I mean, the best he can hope for right now, draw. But things happen where, yeah, people give away free candy, but he should be thinking, can I get a draw? And he could have forced a draw a while ago. There, he could have forced a win, not a win. Well, maybe a win. He missed it. He went here. Actually, this works too. This works too. King takes. But yeah, if he had went here, it would have been check and he would have won it all. Now this works too. Unfortunately, yeah, you can't leave your rook being touched by the king where you can get chased. So it's what happens. So yeah, that should have been a draw 10 times over. Um, Sudokus, if he just gave up the pawn, it would have been a draw. But you can't. Yeah, this is the only time I've seen this happens from time to time, where we forget that the rook isn't protected only by the king. It's not good because if this rook can shoo you away, if you're being attacked by the enemy king, you can't ever leave this situation. This rook had to move now. Could have gone here, but it had to move now. Anytime the king is touching your rook and a rook and rooks endgame, king and rooks. If the king is in contact with your rook, your enemy king is in contact with your rook, you have to be very careful because your king can get shooed away by your enemy's rook. So there was a couple. I mean, he could have went this way, and wherever the king moved, he would have had two pieces on the rook. Or what he did worked also, where he comes here, and the king has no way to stay next to the rook. Now, if this pawn wasn't there, could have went here. But then this would have been the correct move if the pawn was up. All right, good job, guys. Good job. Hopefully, we learned a lot from it. Hopefully, you enjoyed the tournament. Let's go back to, let's just go there. So, in this one, we had 27 games played. Hopefully, it wasn't too fast of a time. But end games, I figured since you're already in the end game and we're trying to remember the techniques, hopefully, it was a good enough time for you to make good moves. Um, yeah, if you get three draws in a row, it didn't really count as a lost chess, was it? It might not have given you any points, but I don't think it counted as an actual loss. Check your record, it'll still show a draw for your record. But anyway, so yeah, we had 27 games played. That's pretty nice. So I will have a bunch of games used to go over on Wednesday. Okay, that's what I'm going to be looking at. Actually, King, you did not come in fourth. Nowhere came in fourth. It shows you came in fifth. Not that it matters. Not that it matters. All right. It doesn't really matter. And 9 of you played in it. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Again, all these games I get to use on Wednesday to review games. All right. I'm really happy with that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. I did want to share with you guys. So let's do a couple of quick puzzles before I get to bed. So again, in Lichess, and let's go to full screen, please. So in Lichess, when you go to puzzle themes, we've talked about this before, right? You go to puzzle themes. I'm going to stretch that bigger. Let me see if I could just stretch this a little bit bigger. I haven't played with it in a while. Yep, that's the main screen. I would like to see if I can make it. No, it's not really going to be bigger. I'm becoming any bigger. Okay, so I won't worry about it for the moment. So, but in puzzle themes, if you go to puzzle themes, I would highly recommend you doing pawn endgame. Okay. All right, Chris. We'll see you Wednesday. Oh, yes. Yes. Thank you. I need to make a Nightbot one for that Sudokus. I definitely have to make a Nightbot for that one. I did not yet. I'm 99% sure I did not, but I mean to. So I will tell you guys coming in May, Sudakus and I are working on a tournament and champs, but March Madness Pog Champs type thing. And so in our pilot, we're going to be finding chess streamers. So if you can find us chess streamers, right? Got to be chess streamers, not other games and getting convinced to play chess. See you later, Chess Wizard. Have a good night. We're looking for chess streamers that are low rated. And by low rated, we mean 1200 or lower chess.com, 1400 or lower Lee chess, for that 200 buffer that we know about, at least we believe. And you have to like them. So they should be personable, friendly, nice, clean language, ones that Chess Wizard, me, we can all watch and feel comfortable watching. So find me some chess streamers that are low rated and they could be affiliate, they could be non-affiliate. They can have two viewers on an average. I don't care. We're going to invite them to play in a tournament. We're going to have eight streamers. We're going to be looking for two backups, so in case one of those eight bail at the last minute, one of those backups will be able to step in. You're welcome, Leonard. Anytime. So great, great, King. But they got to be nice ones, right? We want to be picky. We want to get, like I said, 10 streamers. Eight will be playing. Two will be backups, and then we're going to have a single elimination, a la March Madness tournament. I'm going to be a little nice first, and we're going to only do. Oh, and this is also March Madness. It's not best of three. It's not 5 plus 5 and then 5 plus 1 and then 3 plus any of that. It's going to be all one game, you're done. It's going to be random color, one game, you're done. If you draw, then we cut the time down and you play again. If you draw, we cut the time down again, and then you just play until we have a winner. But as you know, at this level, you rarely have draws. Even in Pod Champs, draws were very rare. So you don't expect draws. So why are we doing this? One, because it's going to be a lot of fun. Because when they sign up to play, those 10 players, five of them are going to go get coached by Sudakus. Sudakus Chess will coach five of them. I'm going to coach the other five. Now they can get lessons from both of us, but when we get serious, ready for the tournament in May, they're going to have a series coaching. Five of them with Sudakus, five of them with me, and then they all play, and it'll be a single elimination tournament. Going to be nice and give the losers of the very first round, they get to go play in like the NIT instead of March Madness. So they'll get to play a single elimination tournament for those four, and then the other four will continue. And when they get eliminated, they will get to play, so that we will end up with a first place through eighth place real finish, because they'll play for each one of those places. And that's our thought. And the first round will be day one. The next day we'll do the whole losers bracket, the consolation NIT. The whole tournament will be done in the second day. Third day we'll have semifinals. Should be a great match, single game. And by the way, these are going to be like 10 plus 5, so nice long time for them to think. Um, I could invite a Pod Chumps player, but our rule is that they have to be chess streamers. So if they become a chess streamer, if they're a full time chess streamer now, or they don't have to, they could stream other things, but they have to be streaming chess. Then yeah, we don't care. But again, rating matters. And again, they could be brand new with only a few viewers and not have affiliate yet, that's fine. If they already have affiliate and they're like Michelle Kerr, where she has like thousands of viewers, but she's streaming chess now and she's still like under 700, then she could play if she wanted to, right? We don't care. But the idea is that it'll help those communities grow and it'll help us grow. It'll help our community together of nice, friendly, enjoyable chess streamers. So the ones that are rude and throw things and curse up a storm, yeah, sorry, they can go play in other things. But this will be cool. We think it'll be a lot of fun. So we're not only giving them lessons; those will be streamed. and getting them prepped for the tournament. But then Sudaku Chess and I will commentate on the tournament, just like you've seen in other tournaments, and we'll have interviews with them afterwards. It is definitely not PogChamps. Definitely not. Definitely not. Yes, they were. PogChamps was. In fact, Modern Ancient came in second. Modern Ancient came in second. Yeah, that was really cool. I thought that was really cool. So, but this is more. This is like a little bit of PogChamps because it's going to be chess streamers, but it's going to be not like it because we're not. The format's totally different, and everyone will be taught lessons. And other than that, yeah, it's pretty much the same, except it'll be mayhem because it'll be single elimination, one game, you're done. Anyway, just something fun. Um, I don't know. I'm hoping he is. Modern Ancient would be one of the ones that would definitely qualify. He's still low enough rated. Great personality. We love telling people to go check out Modern Ancient stream. So yeah, that would be great. We'd love to have him. He would be good. He would be a good one. We would love to have him be a participant. All right. So I was going to tell you about this. So the puzzles. So go to the pawn endgame. Go through like 10 of these a day. Endgames are so critical. We've just talked about it. Endgames can make the difference in winning or losing big time stuff, right? So like right now it's black to move. What do you guys think? Yeah, I'm thinking push pawn. Oh, I'm wrong. I was trying to go fast. And so yeah, I was wrong. But now we push. And now we could he doesn't want us to push again because now we just go over and eat the pawns. Okay. Say if you like it or not, and then you go on to the next one. What do I got to do? Do I got to go eat the pawn because I don't see that I'm going to be able to push anything other. I am. That's like two in a row now, guys. I got it wrong. I usually do better than this. Ah, it can't be this one. It can't be this one. No. What in the world? What is this one? What is that all about? What is that all about? I have no clue. Now I'm lost. Now I go after it. I don't know why that's the move. I think I'm dead anyway. I mean, he's going to be really close to queening if I get to take that pawn. And it's going to take him a long time because he's got to eat up all of that time. That's that's pretty good. All right, because he's that close. Sweet, sweet. Like I said, I learned. End games, guys. End games. End games. Go study them. Go do the puzzles. Oh, that's okay. Talk to me puzzles last week because right, you should have gotten those in. But now we're up to right rook end games. So it's worth it. Go study it. Go find out how to play the rook end games. You got a great opportunity right here to test it out and try out the different things. And I'm still making bet. Ooh, I like that move. I just saw it. I was like, I can do that because oh no, huh? Take with the rook. Okay, all right. But yeah, I saw it so that because the pawn was pinned. Yep. I should actually try to do these more seriously while I'm streaming. Uh, Nothing else for viewer enjoyment, right? Boy. Okay. So now I'm trying to be more serious and find the right moves, and of course I'm seeing anything I like. Yeah. Didn't think so. Ooh boy. Okay. And that's it, huh? You go lucky. That's all you needed. And I get a pass pawn. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I need more practice, guys. But yeah, I would do that. I would go off and do the different end games, and I would choose pawn end games, rook end games. They even have queen end games, knight end games, bishop end games. I have no clue. All right. Yeah, bishop end games. And it's white to play though. So it's like you're playing against the bishop. This is really cool. White should be going this way still. And it's well, I'm thinking that. Oh, I think if I have the two pawns together, I'm good. Look at that. I got one right, guys. Now, I would love it if they just had like total endgames. You push here, you can actually take here because when you take back, then the bishop eats. That's frustrating. I want to be able to go here. He takes here, then you take here and you're golden. But if you go here, you just, oh, but then you could push this one. You can push that one. Sweet. If he takes, you take, and his bishop can't even get into a square to stop you. I'm doing better at bishop end games than I did at rook end games. So I might have to build some of these for maybe. I liked what we did last week. We started with king and pawn, and I added more king and pawn on Wednesday, and I added a little bit more on Friday because I didn't want I want to get through king and pawn altogether. So I might add some bishop. Now I'm feeling like I might add some bishop endgame and some knight endgames for Wednesday, and then on Friday review all rook, bishop, and knight endgames, and that'll get us that much faster to getting done with endgames. But it's something we need to spend a lot of time doing. I just don't want to make the lessons drag on too long, but we definitely need to learn our endgames. So these pawns can be eaten by black. That's a bad thing for us. Our bishop can't hold them, but our bishop has a lot of freedom. But also our bishop can't even gonna have a hard time getting to this one. Same colored bishops. Very interesting. I do like pinning the pawn. Then my next move is to want to push here. But he could just take with check. That doesn't matter. Oh boy, this one's tough, guys. I can't get my bishop here to get into here. The king. Okay. I could put the bishop here and just kind of like stop his king from getting anywhere either. King can still get here and here. So this move doesn't stop the king from marching on. I see that as good. Don't want to leave pawn, right? Can't leave the pawn unprotected. Could put it on black, but then his bishop has a lot of freedom too. Wow. Ah, yeah, no. Oh, again with the sack. By the way, I do this when I'm playing games, but I'm obviously not seeing them in the puzzle. But in playing the game, a lot of times you'll have opportunities to sack your piece because if they take back, the pawn gets to go queen, and a lot of times they can't do anything about it. So you want to look for that opportunity when it comes about right there. And if he doesn't take, then you're going to take him, and then you still get a pawn. So you got to look for those deep pawns, right? It's like this pawn was so deep. Same with the other one where you could get that pawn so deep that even though he gets to eat all your pawns, all you need is one pawn to become a queen. And so this is the same thing here that just loses, right? Beautiful. Again, I love endgames. The simplicity, but the difficulty, so beautiful. Uh, yes, I like Luke's Waff. I've seen her. Haven't tried picking berries. Yeah, great. I will make a note of all those guys, and we will check them out first. I definitely like to check them out first and make sure of their personality, and that they're learning, and that they seem to want to learn, and because they're gonna have to agree to be coached, take a lesson, and then play. So yeah, I'm happy to invite them though. And of course, you can always tell them about us. And since you have those streamers, King, you have that relationship. Feel free to go tell them and say, hey, you know, they're looking at putting on this thing. They would do lessons. You should check them out. Check out their stream. See if they like us. Oh, he's it's not. You don't think Nation is streaming chess right now? I know he's been dabbling in other things. He's supposed to be a music guy, but I know he's dabbling in other games also. The term is going to be in May. We haven't picked the date yet, but we liked May because it kind of worked with Mayhem, and it gives us at least a full month to find 10 streamers, 10 players, and then to also start getting the lessons lined up. And then we could pick a week in May. I'll probably pick one when my wife is out of town, so she won't mind me doing 4 days in a row of tournament. Gotta get that kitchen pass. All right, guys. Please remember, go out and check out the Endgame puzzles and Lee Chess. I don't know if chess.com does themes for their puzzles. If they do, then do them there. It doesn't matter to me where you do them, but definitely check out Endgames. This one is just nice, a whole big mix of Endgames. And like I said, I'd like it if I could say, well, where it says healthy mix, it would be so cool if I could say, pick, yeah, I want this, So give me rook end games, pawn end games, bishop and knight end games, and that's all I want. Mix them. That would be so cool, and I would think that shouldn't be hard. So, down here under all these, it should have something called custom, and you should pick like any mix of these you want, any number, and all it does is randomly throw them in from that group. I mean, the same thing that you get when you look at healthy mix, right? It should be able to be customized. I think that's would be cool. All right. So again, we'll see you in May. That'll be the tournament. I think I'm good for the night. I'm going to see about. I have to check that site out, but let's see if there's any of these great people like King is mentioning that we might want to go ahead and hit up with our. If anyone wants to stay online tonight and keep looking at things. The bracket, so it's just an open bracket, but yes, you have to be under 1200 in chess.com, under 1400 in Lee Chess. Hey, you're welcome, Dolabender. Good night, and thank you very much. Best wishes to you and yours. Hope to see you again soon. Oh, let's see. Well, you know what? So TBK, let's raid TK. Hey, you're welcome, Sudakus. Yeah, he's a nice kid. He has only one watcher right now, so he might be a fun one to raid and give him a few. So let's do that. See how many people can go over there, even if it's three. I think he'll be happy when he only has one, and I'll go there too and check him out for a while. So I will see you guys hopefully Wednesday. Have a good night.